and I don't know why, but like if I'm walking through total darkness, the physical feeling of your eyeballs and your eyelids just, you know, dilating is interesting, because just naturally your pupils dilate, right, and your eyelids just kind of hold themselves open to maximum capacity, and it gives me this kind of inner sense of like acute awareness, because there's nothing around me except what I can barely see, and so my other senses seem to open up. My eyes feel like they're at full attention.
It's interesting then when you think about the concept of sensory isolation, wherein you've basically eliminated the need for all of your senses to be perceiving anything in particular, and so they all start to fire. Basically, it's something that is generated completely from within you, and you go through the experiences of like visions. You know, and those visions are like as if your sense organs were all of a sudden turned to inside of you.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Is it exactly what it is?
Dude, no. This is, I actually wanted to talk to you about it. Like the way that our consciousness actually evolved. Like at first, we didn't have that connection to look what's occurring inside of us, right?
Yeah.
But we could interpret other people. So if you say a word and you develop the proper interpretational system to actually understand what the person is saying, right? But it means that you also have that capacity to interpret what you're speaking. So when you're saying, you're actually hearing with your own ears, and that was the path that the message needed to travel, instead of first having it in your head and immediately seeing it. You actually say it and you hear it with your ears, and it goes directly.
So like the Nishi idea of the deed creates the doer almost as an afterthought. So it's like, in order to truly understand something, you first need to be able to explain it. Is this what you're saying?
Well, that was one part of the, I guess, the evolution.
One aspect of the evolution,
yeah. But you can completely see how we're the byproduct of that now, like the conscious experience. But it's exactly what it is. You're actually using the same visual and auditory systems used for interpretation of external world to interpret the things that occur inside this temporary memory storage inside your head.
Well, okay, so then that gives an explanation to the evolution of self-aware consciousness, but what about consciousness in general? What was the original sort of spark that allowed us to even have this feedback loop of perceptual evolution?
I guess there's some theories suggesting that one of the reasons that was beneficial, at least, is because of conflict resolution. When you have two goals and you need to maintain a goal in your mind at all times, right, to accomplish it.
But does conflict resolution, like, it doesn't seem to really get at the core of like where consciousness comes from.
Wow.
Yeah.
But if you read this text that I was suggesting, it goes into pretty good detail.
I think that by analyzing the manifestations, the labels, you know, like that which we use to explain a core process, which is usually a surface-based observation, then utilizing those surface-based observations or labels, such as language, to dive into the original concept that you're attempting to discuss, to get to its core, a place that existed before the language was invented to discuss the topic you're attempting to understand, is a very interesting process indeed.
Yeah. But it's also a difficult process.
It is. This is a fun little game. I feel like I have a lightsaber. Because, like, you can see the light, like all the things that we're breathing in. Does anyone want to hold my lightsaber?